So, as we can see, the American comic book industry continues to collapse with creating terrible ideas because they don't know how to gather an audience and they want to go for that Twitter clout, while the Japanese manga industry is doing excellent because they know what reels in the money. Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have it better tomorrow. As I'm sure everyone is aware, manga has been going up. I mean, manga and anime's popularity, you could say right now this is the golden age of manga and anime, and people go where good entertainment is. I mean, manga and anime provide excellent stories, great characters, beautiful artwork, characters that people love, can relate to. I mean, does a great job. It does what entertainment should be doing. Helping people have a good time, escapism. I mean, great stuff. Then you look at the American comic industry, on the other hand, though. No, they've been trash. They create woke garbage that nobody cares about, and they push their political agendas into comics, and nobody cares about any of that. Nobody. Which, we're going to look into a lot of the stuff, but let's take a look at this article first, and we're also going to take a look at some things in terms of anime for movies, because that's a pretty big one as well. But looking at Japan's manga and comic industry hits record profits in 2020 now. As we've been seeing, they've been doing great. The demand for animation really started to go up because of the coup, as everybody knows. So that was something. But, it's been before that manga has been doing very well. So take a look at this article here. The manga industry is strong in a way it has never been before, and that was made clear last year. Despite the pandemic supply chain problems, manga sold very well around the world in 2020, which, of course, was doing well before the whole pandemic issue anyways. Now, a new report has been published about the industry's growth last year, and it turns out the sector has broken records to chart the highest profits on record since 1978. Woo! That's really good. The publication comes from AJPEA, an organization that tracks the progress of manga and comic sales from Japan. It turns out the combined market size for Japanese comics, both print and digital, is up more than 20%. Looking at things year over year, the market size for Japanese comics is up 23%, which pushed its total to 612.5 billion yen. And for those curious, that is a cool 5.6 billion US dollars. I mean, the comic book industry in America, they wish they could get that much. They wish they could even get half of that. Like, you look at how bad the comic book industry in America is and how it's collapsing, like Marvel, DC, for example, and all the terrible comics they push out. Like, man, they only wish they could make that much. Hell, they wish they could make, like, I'd say probably even $1 billion a year, if even that. Like, they'd get lucky to make that much. Like, that's how bad it's been falling apart when they make this woke trash, attack their customers, like, in comparison to what good entertainment actually is, like manga and anime, produce. Because remember, this is also anime. This is not just manga that helps with this percentage. So it's not just manga that's doing this. Anime is also helping with this percentage as well. So keep that in mind. But still, this is very good. And this chart right here really goes into showing how well it actually is. Now, looking more at it, when you look at the chart above, the advent of digital comics has sent the market soaring. Like I said, to the moon! Digital comics and magazines make up more than half of the industry's total profit in 2020, with comics coming in second ahead of print magazine sales. Clearly, the virtual ages helped profits in that arena, and it made the market break a big record. And I mean, when you have great manga like Hero Academia or Demon Slayer, which have been doing great in terms of sales, excellent. When you have great entertainment like that, excellent art that inspires people to want to make great characters, great stories, excellent art. Yeah, I mean, of course, people are going to jump more into it and just to enjoy the story as well. Not even just inspiration, but, just having fun with entertainment. Now, the pandemic did help out a little bit, but even before the pandemic, manga was already doing well in sales. It was already going up pretty well. And pandemic, because people were locked down, well, of course, they jumped more and more into it. I mean, people, like I said, are going to go where good entertainment is. They're not going to go and watch trash entertainment. They're not going to do it. And you look at that Deadpool manga, for example, right? You have a Japanese mangaka and artist do it, and it turned out to be great. I did look into it, and it is actually really good. And, while the Japanese market has had a hard time trying to make American superhero comics popular, because they really haven't flown too well over there, but I mean, this Deadpool manga is great, and it's better than what Marvel has produced in years. And I mean, it's fantastic. Then again, when Marvel or DC make a good comic, for every one good comic, there's like 10 to 15 more that are just terrible to, just bury it. But, that's the thing, is that you see where they can even make Deadpool great. You give it to good people, I mean, it's going to do good. You give it to these woke idiots that are just a bunch of clowns, yeah, it's not going to go well. I mean, you look at that new comic with Marvel, that is the new Captain America, the next one. Marvel to introduce LGBTQ plus activist as next Captain America. I mean, nobody wants this. I mean, seriously, who cares about this? Because, I mean, it's nothing but more virtue signaling. It's not good. I mean, this looks like hobo Captain America. And, I mean, seriously, his shield is the top of a garbage can, okay? The garbage can lid is this guy's shield. I mean, this is how terrible it is. I mean, they've retconned Captain America. They had Red Skull take over his body, and then they have Captain America, be retconned to actually being a World War II villain. I mean, they've done terrible things with the character. Then they make a new Captain America who basically is nothing but an activist for their political agendas. Like, I mean, people don't care about this. I mean, this is modern Marvel right here. This is what they do. They just go off check boxes, and that's how the next hero's made. I mean, it's absolutely abysmal, and this is exactly why they're failing, because nobody cares about that. And then you have, mangaka take a character of theirs and make a brilliant comic. I mean, see, it goes to show that you put it in the hands of someone creative, it's going to do good. I mean, this is how sales are made, is when people that are creative come up with good stuff. And I mean, with this getting so much attention, with people liking this manga, it goes to show that people still like comics. They still do. They just don't want trash. And you look at how well the Demon Slayer Mugen Train movie is done. I mean, 100 million in the box office. I mean, that is fantastic. And then, it's coming to the American theaters in April 23rd, my own birthday. I mean, that's like a real treat right there for me. Because it turned out to be my birthday. Like, I was like, wow, surprised. But, I mean, you see how well it does. I mean, you look at this right here. The anime film Demon Slayer Mugen Train will be premiering in Western theaters beginning on April 23rd, as well as releasing digitally on June 22nd. So, I mean, more ways to see it. And with how successful this film has been already, $417 million worldwide, I mean, that's really good. I mean, so, of course, the global amount is, that's definitely going to go up. And how much do you want to bet? I'm going to tell you right now. Either A, you're going to see journalists come in here, and they're probably going to either A, attack the film as we usually see, because, how many times do we see journalists come in there and attack anime? They'll probably do that. Or B, they're going to say, oh, well, this is so good. This is so good for the comic book industry. Look at how well it's selling. Oh, it's so great. Yeah, selling in terms of manga. It's not helping the American industry, but they're probably going to take credit for it. I wouldn't be surprised. And I mean, seeing that it's the highest grossing film in Japan, even, I mean, this film's done well. Speaking of other anime films, you look at the Shin Evangelion breaks 80 million yen after opening day. I mean, that was a good start for it. I mean, the final rebuild Evangelion movie that everybody's been waiting for, for what, 10 years now? Like, man, it's finally out, and I'm excited to see this. But, with how well it's all turning out to be, how well these movies already are, I mean, just imagine, international, when it goes global, everywhere else. I mean, it's going to be great. And, I mean, that was just the start for Evangelion, because this movie, I mean, look at how much it's actually made overall so far. I mean, we're talking just first day. Now, this is overall as of right now, so this isn't just first day. This is total. Latest Evangelion anime passes $30 million in first week at Japan box office. I mean, that's brilliant. Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0, Thrice Upon a Time, the fourth film in the rebuild of Evangelion sci-fi anime series created and co-directed by Anno Hideaki, has earned $30.6 million from 2.2 million admissions in its first week on release, according to distributor figures released on Monday. Bowing in March 8th on 466 screens, the film has grabbed 45% more at the box office than the third rebuild of Evangelion film, Evangelion 3.0, You Cannot Redo, which had an open A 2012 and finished with $48.6 million. Also, first day take of 7.6 million on 540,000 admissions beat the previous films by 24% despite opening on a Monday instead of a Japanese industry standard Saturday. I mean, look, this is telling right here. I mean, like I said, good entertainment. People go to it. I know I've said that a lot in this video, but I mean, it's more proof of it. It's better than what you're getting when it comes to American comics. And you're going to see journalists that are probably going to come out and try to say that, oh, it's doing so well for the comic industry. yeah, okay. Because, they always do this, but in reality, American comic industry, Marvel, DC are just dying. I mean, it's dying because they want to appeal to Twitter. Everybody knows the Puritans on Twitter. They don't support anything they screech over. And then, of course, when it comes to Japan, they make excellent stories that anyone can enjoy. And that's why Japan is kicking the American comic industry's ass. But anyways, let me know what you think about this entire situation down below. Subscribe to the channel if you were new here, and make sure you were still subscribed because YouTube is unsubscribing people from all their favorite channels. So make sure you were still subscribed to all your favorite channels. Hit the video with a like, and also be sure to share the video on social media. Spread the word and get it out there. It's greatly appreciated, and it really helps out the channel a lot. Also, be sure to follow me on Discord and Minds. We have a wonderful community there. Not only that, but it will keep you up to date on when the newest videos will be released, as well as any other upcoming events in the near future. So be sure to follow me on both Discord and Minds. The links are in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today. And remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow can always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you. And have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.